So let us look at the solutions to assignment 4. We are given in question number 1 that an inverter has widths W1 and WP, right? And for this width, the trip point is, for these widths, the trip point is Vm, right? And if the question asks if Wn is made kWn where k is greater than 1, then what happens to the trip point for the new k times Wn? Now this is fairly straightforward. In the inverter's transfer characteristics, where this is Vin and this is Vout, if you were to draw the y equal to x line, or in this case the Vout equals Vin line, and then make the NMOS stronger, then the Z transfer characteristics are going to move to the left, right? You made the NMOS stronger, so every voltage will be now lesser than it was before, right? Monotone decrease or monotone non-increase as compared to what it was before. This is for kWn. That means if this is Vm, then this is where, or let's say if we call this Vm1, this will be Vm2, right? And so therefore you can say that it decreases. The idea is that every voltage will be now lesser than or strictly non-increasing as compared to before. Vm1 is less than, Vm2 is less than Vm1, right? So yeah, now we'll go to question number 2. In question number 2, we are given this Elmore delay tree, and we are told that all the resistances and capacitances have the value k. So this R1, C1, everything is just k, right? Now we are asked what happens to the delay at node 3 if R3 is doubled, that is if only R3 is made 2k. So first let's find the delay at node 3 for k, for R3 equal to k. This will be by the Elmore delay model. We'll have to first list our capacitances C1, C2 and C3, right? And then the resistances on the path to N3 and the path to C1. In this case, there's only one common intersection, so that's R1. Similarly for C2, the path to N3 and the path to N2. There's only one intersection in the form of R1. And finally, for C3, on the path to N3 and on the path to C3. So that would be R1 plus R2. So all these added together will give you the value of time constant for when R3 is equal to k, right? So this will be k squared, 2k squared. So this will be equal to 4k squared. Now if R3 alone, sorry, this is R1 plus R3 over here, and this is, yeah, and so if now R3 is doubled, that is it's made 2k, right? So then this will be k plus 2k times k, right? So 2k square will become 3k square, right? So that means tau at N3, this is for R3 equal to 2k. For R3 equal to 2k, you will get, you will get k square, 4 square. So it was 4k squared there, and then you will get 5k squared for the new case. So therefore the ratio is 5 by 4, which is 1.25. So this corresponds to an 1.25 T. That is, yeah, so that is the increases from so T was the previous case. The next case is what in terms of T is 1.25 T. Similarly, in question 3, if you were to go ahead and perform the Elmore delay calculation for R1 is doubled and C1 is halved, you would find that actually it actually increases by 50%, even though C1 is halved, right? That's because R1 contributes to C2 and C3 delay terms, so you would expect that R1 has more of a role to play in the delay than C1, right? So in this question, in question 4, we are asked what is the value that what is the capacitor voltage Vc at infinity, that is what is the limit to which the capacitor voltage goes as time tends to infinity, for both figure 1 and figure 2. In figure 1, we see that the initial state is the capacitor is charged to VDD and both transistors are conducting. So that's the current direction, making this the drain and this the source, and this the source and this the drain, right? Because that's how it works for a PMOS transistor. Now, while while there is a conducting path to ground, the capacitor will discharge. So this voltage is falling, right? And so therefore all voltages hence will also be falling, right? But of course this voltage can only fall to mod VTP until this, since this is the gate, until VSG becomes equal to mod VTP. After that, of course, it will not fall any further because the transistor will have zero current, because we've assumed the level 1 SPICE model, and so therefore once the VSG dips to equal the threshold voltage, and if it tries dipping any further below, it will cause a I equal to 0, because that's what the level 1 SPICE model says. I equal to 0 for VSG less than or equal to mod VTP in the case of a PMOS. So there is no subthreshold leakage is the point. So the figure 1 answer is mod VTP, and in figure 2 it's a similar process. There is a conducting path from the supply to the capacitor through the two transistors, and so therefore the voltage will be rising and this voltage will also be rising, but this voltage can only rise until VDD minus VTN, because at that point VGS, since this is the drain and the source for the NMOS, VGS is VDD, which is VG, minus VDD minus VTN, VTHN, which is equal to VTHN. It will only rise up until VDD minus VTN, right? This is VS, or the capacitor voltage in our case. So this is the answer, mod VTHP and VDD minus VTN, right? This is because, again reiterating, we have followed the level 1 SPICE model, and there is no subthreshold leakage. Now in the previous question, if the transistors were not ideal, that is if the transistors do have leakage current, then what is Vc of infinity? Now in the previous question, if there was leakage, that is if even after VGS dipped below VTN or VSG dipped below mod VTP, the transistor were to continue conducting, that is with the subthreshold conducting equation, which is Is exponential of VGS minus VT by n phi t into 1 minus e power minus VDS by phi t, right? So the only way I is going to become equal to 0 is if VDS, I equal to 0 if and only if VDS is equal to 0. Because if VDS is equal to 0, this e power 0 is 1, that's 1 minus 1 and you get 0. So the idea is that the transistor will continue to conduct for as long as you give it a non-zero drain to source or source to drain voltage in the case of the PMOS. This is for the NMOS. So in the case of the PMOS, that is in the case of figure 1, this voltage will continue to fall even below VTP until VSD equals 0. That is until you get ground over here. And if you get ground over there, that means this is the VGS is VDD, and so therefore there is nothing stopping the capacitor from discharging fully, right? So it will go all the way to 0. And of course in the second question there is really nothing, even after you hit VDD minus VTN at this node, even after you hit VDD minus VTHN at this node, the voltage will continue to rise until it reaches VDD. Why? Because when this is VDD, this voltage, which is, it's VDD here and it's VDD here, it has to be VDD over here, because VDD is the highest voltage that is there in any in a circuit. The highest voltage is VDD, so therefore, and it can't be less than VDD, because from here to here it is monotonic decreasing. The voltage has to be monotonic decreasing, right? So at the point of where it's VDD here and it's VDD here, you can see that the transistor has VDS equal to 0, because both sides are just VDD. So this will rise to VDD, and so therefore the answer for the second one, question number 5, is 0, VDD. It will go all the way up to the logic levels. So moving on to question number 6. This is another Elmore delay question, and now we are given values for the resistances and capacitances. It is solved in exactly the same way as question number, it's a very straightforward Elmore delay question, and all you need to do is calculate the delay from node N1 to node N2. You just have to have this as the common, so it is essentially asking us till capacitor C1. So you would have to find for capacitor C2, this is the common path. So for C3 similarly, the common path is only R1, and for C4 also the common path is only R1. So essentially all common paths will only be R1, and if you work that out, you will get that it is 40, right, in picoseconds. Similarly for question number 7, instead of asking you to calculate the delay from node N1 to node N2, we are now asking you to calculate the delay from node N1 to node N5, that is ending at C4. Now C1 will have R1 on its common path, but C2 will have R1 and R3, but C2 and that is C3 will have R1 and R3. C2 will still only have R1, but C4 will have 3 resistances, R1, R3 and R4. Calculating this, you will get the answer in 70 picoseconds. So question 8 onwards, we are asked to assume that there is no dibble and no channel length modulation and no body bias. That is, the VB is not VB is either 0 or VDD based on NMOS or PMOS. It's equal to the source, is equal to the tied supply value for the source. There's no VSB, right? And we are asked to find the equivalent resistance in kilo ohm of a PMOS transistor that is charging a capacitor from 0 to VDD by 2 with its gate connected to 0. That is, the setup is, we have a PMOS with its gate connected to 0, we have the supply VDD, we have a capacitor here that's charging from 0 to VDD by 2, right? And so this is source and this is drain, and we are asked to find out what the equivalent resistance is. So since the length is since length is 2 lambda, it's L min, this guy will be in the velocity saturation region for 0 to VDD by 2, and so therefore it's a straightforward application of the equivalent resistance formula which is given in your nodes. You will get the answer to be 3.1 kilo ohm. You'll get the answer within this range. In question 9, we are asked if PMOS can pass a strong logic 0. Now, of course, if you have a PMOS, the idea is that you have a PMOS whose one terminal is connected to the ground and the gate is connected to ground, and you have a, let's say you have a capacitor that's charged to Vc of 0 minus is equal to VDD. The question is, if I were to close this connection at t equal to 0, right, let's say it's going to ground. If you were to close this connection, would this capacitor discharge completely to ground, right, in some reasonable amount of time? The answer, of course, is no. Even if you were to assume, for the first case where you assume the level 1 SPICE model, as we have seen in previous problems, since this is the direction of the current, that makes this the source and this the drain, and so therefore this voltage can only drop all the way to mod VTP, right, under the level 1 SPICE model. But even if you were to assume subthreshold leakage, the idea is that yes, it would fall to 0, because it will fall until you get VDS equal to 0, but that will take an insanely long amount of time, because the current is e power minus VDS, e power minus mod VDS in the case of PMOS by phi t, and as VDS reduces, the current reduces as e power minus VDS, so it becomes extremely slow beyond a point, and so you can't expect it to pass the value in any reasonable amount of time. So yes, a PMOS does not pass a strong logic 0 by any interpretation of that statement, right? So that was question 9. So of course the answer is false. In question 10, we are told that the PMOS is not ideal. Remember, we've already defined that an ideal transistor is one that follows the level 1 SPICE model and crucially does not have subthreshold leakage, right? So in this circuit, the PMOS is gate is connected to 0, so it will be conducting, and even though we have not been given a value for the Vc of t, we can assume that it's between 0 and VDD, right, because 0 is the lowest voltage and VDD is the highest voltage for the circuit. And in this case, we are asked what will happen for which of the following statements are true for t greater than 0. So for t greater than 0, right, it will be closed and this will not be there. Apologies. For t less than 0, this is Vc of 0 minus is VDD. That's for t less than 0. So as soon as you close it, of course, the capacitor voltage will not change instantly. So Vc of 0 plus will be VDD2, right? And this is the t greater than equal to 0 plus condition. And now we are asked which of the following statements are true for t greater than 0, that is after the switch is closed. Now this is VDD, so the current direction is like that, which makes, since it's a PMOS, this as the source and this as the drain. The drain of the PMOS is connected to 0. Yes. The source of the PMOS is connected to the capacitor. Yes. Limit t tends to infinity, Vc of t equal to 0. The PMOS is not ideal, so it does have subthreshold leakage. It does have subthreshold leakage, so it will continue to conduct until VST is equal to 0, which will only happen under the limit. And of course, the fourth statement where the drain of the PMOS is connected to the capacitor is wrong because the drain is connected to ground. Thus, the options A, B, and C are correct. Again, in question 11, we are asked in the above question if the PMOS is ideal. Right now, the PMOS is ideal. It will not conduct for mod VG for VSG less than mod VTP. So for VSG less than mod VTP, the current through the transistor will be 0, right? So Vc of 0 minus is equal to Vc of 0 plus is equal to VDD in this case, right? We are asked what is the maximum potential that the gate of the PMOS can be tied to in order for the capacitor to be able to discharge to 0 volt, right? And we are also given that VTP is minus 0.6 volt. So if you were to connect, so the idea is that you want Vc to discharge all the way to 0 volt. So if this was 0 volt, the only way the PMOS were to still so for any value of Vg that is less than minus mod VTP, right? This can go all the way down to 0 until this can go all the way down to 0. That is for any Vg that is less than minus mod VTP. In this case, for any Vg that is less than minus 0.6 volt, you will find that the capacitor will discharge all the way to 0. It will discharge until the VSD becomes equal to 0, because for 0 VSD, the current through the transistor, for 0 VSD or in the linear region. So in the linear region, if you plug in VSD equal to 0, you will find that the current is 0. So it will only discharge all the way to 0 volt, right? And this will happen for any Vg less than or equal to minus mod VTP, right? So the maximum value that Vg can take such that the capacitor discharges all the way to 0 will be minus mod VTP itself. So we are told that Vg is equal to minus mod VTP, and we are asked Vg is equal to minus V. What is V? V will be equal to mod VTP, which is 0.6 volt, and that is the answer.